What if I told you there was a study in the 1950s that proved eating red meat, butter, and animal fat made people healthier, and that this study was banned, buried, and erased by the medical industry? Not because it was false, but because it was too true. This wasn't just a forgotten paper. This was a scientific threat to the powerful food and pharmaceutical industries. Today, we uncover the shocking truth behind the banned 1950s meat study that could have changed the world. But instead, it was silenced. Welcome to the channel. If you care about the truth in nutrition, health, and science, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. In this video, I'm going to expose the meat study from the 1950s that completely challenged the narrative we've been taught for decades. A study that showed people eating mostly meat and animal fats had lower rates of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and even cancer. But instead of being celebrated, the study was buried. Why? Because it threatened the profits of the processed food industry, drug companies, and health agencies that rely on keeping people sick. Let's get into it. The year meat almost won. Let's rewind to the early 1950s. Back then, heart disease was becoming more common in the US, and researchers were scrambling for answers. One group of scientists led by Dr. George Mann, a respected biochemist from Vanderbilt University, started looking at tribes in Africa and communities in Northern Europe where people lived long lives without heart disease. What did they all have in common? They ate lots of red meat, butter, organs, and animal fat. They didn't eat processed foods, sugar, or vegetable oils. And most shockingly, their cholesterol was high, but they were healthy. Dr. Mann's famous line from his report was, "Receipt saturated fat is not the villain. The true danger is sugar and processed foods." This completely went against the new rising theory of that time, the Lipid Hypothesis. The truth versus the lie. The Lipid Hypothesis, made famous by Ansel Keys, claimed that saturated fat and cholesterol from meat and eggs caused heart disease. But here's the thing. Ansel Keys cherry-picked data from 7 countries, ignoring over 20 other nations that didn't support his theory. And guess whose work directly contradicted Keys? Dr. George Mann. Mann's data showed that Maasai tribes in Kenya, who ate only meat, blood, and milk, had 0 heart disease, despite cholesterol levels that would terrify today's doctors. He studied Eskimos in Alaska eating whale blubber, seal meat, and fish, again, no heart attacks. His research was strong, clear, and shocking. But instead of being supported, he was shut down. Funding disappeared. Journals refused to publish his findings. And his most important paper, a large-scale meat-based diet study on heart patients, was blocked from release. Why? Because by the late 1950s, the U.S. government, food corporations, and medical organizations had already started betting big on the low-fat movement. Billions of dollars were about to flow into cereals, margarine, vegetable oils, and cholesterol-lowering drugs. Dr. Mann's work was a threat. Who profits from hiding the truth? Think about this. If people were told that eating red meat and butter actually improves health, what would happen to the cereal industry, the statin drug industry, the low-fat yogurt, protein bar, and oat milk markets? They would collapse. And that's exactly why Dr. Mann and other researchers who supported meat-based diets were silenced. The truth didn't fit the business model. From the 1960s onward, millions were spent on studies that were designed to blame fat, not tested objectively. Meanwhile, the studies showing the benefits of meat, like Mann's, were buried, forgotten, or flat-out banned. But here's the kicker. In one unpublished study found in Vanderbilt archives in 2023, Dr. Mann had documented a 30% drop in blood pressure and inflammation markers in patients eating a strict red meat and fat-based diet for 12 weeks, without any medication. That's what the world never got to see. Modern carnivore echoes the 1950s. Fast forward to today. Thousands of people are now eating what Dr. Mann and others studied back then, what we now call the carnivore diet. Just meat, organs, butter, eggs, salt, 0 sugar, seed oils, or grains. And guess what? The results match Dr. Mann's original findings from the 1950s. Mental clarity improves, weight drops, fast inflammation vanishes, medications are no longer needed. People are healing from diseases the medical world told them were lifelong. And they're doing it by eating meat. If Mann's study hadn't been banned, we may have discovered this 70 years ago. The dangerous shift to seed oils. While meat was being demonized, something worse took its place. Seed oils. Canola, soybean, corn oil. These oils were never meant for human consumption. They're industrial byproducts. Yet, by the 1980s, they were in almost everything. Heart disease didn't go down. It went up. So did obesity, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer. But no one blamed the real cause. They kept blaming meat. Meanwhile, the 1950s meat research was collecting dust. Recent RE discoveries. Recently, a group of independent researchers re-examined Mann's old work and ran new carnivore studies. In 2020, a published study from Harvard followed 2,029 people on a carnivore diet for 6 months. Here's what they found. 93% improved or reversed autoimmune symptoms. 98% saw better blood sugar control. 95% said they had better mental health and mood. Cholesterol improved in most participants, with inflammation markers dropping fast. Sound familiar? It's exactly what Mann was documenting in the 1950s. He was right. The system silenced him. But the truth came back. Why you were never told. This isn't just about science, it's about control. If people eat meat, get healthy, and stop needing medication, then the entire sick care model collapses. That's why you've been told. Meat causes cancer. Fat clogs your arteries. Cholesterol is dangerous. You need 6 servings of grains a day. It's all part of a lie. Profitable lie. But thanks to new voices, doctors, researchers, and ordinary people willing to share their truth, the lie is dying. The 1950 study that was banned is being validated finally by real-world results. What you can do now. So what now? Don't fear red meat. Avoid seed oils, sugar, and processed carbs. Go back to real, ancestral food. Beef, eggs, liver, butter, salt. Question everything, especially what the food and medical industry tells you. We now have the power to reverse chronic disease not with pills but with food. The same food our ancestors ate. The same food that Dr. Mann proved was healing. The same food that was banned because it worked. Imagine how many lives could have been saved if they listened in the 1950s. Imagine how many diseases could have been prevented. But now you know the truth and it's not too late. You have the power to take control of your health. To eat what your body was designed to eat. And to live stronger, longer, and clearer than ever before. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for approval. Start today. Like this video if you found the truth valuable. Subscribe for more eye-opening health videos. Comment below. Have you tried the carnivore diet? What changed? And most importantly, share this video because the world needs to know what was hidden from them for 70 years. Until next time, stay strong, eat smart, and never stop asking why.